Ordinary dish soaps can leave invisible.
All right. I'm here. And there's still nobody watching, but that's okay. We can continue like normal. So I was thinking instead of jumping right in, it might be fun to email that vegan teacher and just to say hello. And I was looking at her channel. I thought I had her. Oh, there it is. It's that vegan teacher, Miss Katie at Gmail. And I want to send her a nicely worded email telling her what I'm doing over here. And I did notice that she has an animal abuse in Canada by CTV News posted on here, which I thought was pretty interesting because I'm pretty well acquainted with the animal issues up in Canada. This was published in 2017, so I guess she's had that. Maybe she's been copy and pasting that same thing for that long. Interesting. National Council responsible for monitoring welfare and research laboratories of dogs, pigs, and monkeys in Montreal. Huh. Interesting. But no, I really don't dislike that vegan teacher. I know we're kind of clowning on her just a little bit with this run, but and I think she's basically just guilty of being cringe, if anything. And let me grab this link real quick and post it to someone. And so grab this link real quick and post it to someone. All right. And I have the audio turned up from yesterday, so hopefully we'll be able to hear the game this time. And I should have no internet connection issues whatsoever because I relocated the modem. So we should be good to go. Now I can bring this back over here, and we are going to email that vegan teacher really quickly. Here, let me hide my email from you for a second. Do 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 to it's that vegan teacher. Subject. I don't know yet. What should the subject be? It shouldn't be Elden Ring. That'd be a weird subject to put in. I wish I could drag the composition window over. Subject. Hello. No, that's a bad subject. Oh, I know what. I'll type it. Because really, this is what I want. I'm going to type in Discord. Hello, Miss Katie. Long-time fan. I saw that maybe you had a Discord and I was curious if I may have the link. I am just curious to see it, and I would love to be a member of your community. Also, I'm doing an Elden Ring playthrough. And I am trying to save a horse from abuse. I modeled my character off of you. I'm making fun of you a little bit, but it's all in good fun. I do like what you do and wish you the best. This is probably not a very good email. I'm not a very good email writer. Yes, and let you know. Thanks for your time and thanks for raising awareness to the issues animals face. I can't imagine she's even the person. Would she even be in a Discord? Like, I saw that said, "Oh, I'm in that vegan teacher's Discord," but she doesn't seem the type to be Discording. But I don't know. I could be wrong. So we emailed that vegan teacher, and now we can play some Elden Ring. How about it, guys? I really should just get a shortcut. No, I got Steam open still. Let's go. I'm really nervous about the audio. It should be lower than my voice, but I don't know of what kind of monitoring. It doesn't seem like we have any monitoring on the YouTube page, which is kind of how we ended up the way we were. I always turn my computer into power save mode when I'm not gaming, so let me switch that so maybe it'll start the game a little faster. I do that mainly because it's just quieter in power save mode. There's like 10 quadrillion fans in my PC. Even though I got the fancy quiet ones, it's noticeable. So I keep it humming along on power save mode, and it does fine. Should I check? Can I check the audio? Is there a way I can do that? Cause is it? Because I have a meter for my desktop audio, but I don't know do I have to actually capture that as its own input source? Was I not catching any audio yesterday, or was it just really low? Did I just mess everything up? Yes. Now I'm just nervous that I'm not capturing any audio. Now I'm just second guessing everything. I wish there was a way. Because if I just play the stream, it's just gonna... Now I'm just nervous. Second guessing everything. Second guessing everything. I wish there was a way. Because if I just play the stream, it's just gonna... Now I'm just nervous. Second guessing everything. Okay, so that answers my question. I could hear it on the stream. It's a good thing nobody is watching. And it sounded maybe like it was a little bit quiet. I think it was fine. Okay. So here we are. We are that vegan teacher. We are vegan senpai. And we are trying to save Leonard from Radahn, and we have got to collect runes. And we can't ride horses because that's wrong. And I'm in total agreement with that. We don't need to be dragging Leonard into our shenanigans. It seems like maybe he wants to be here, but I haven't heard him say that himself. And, yeah. So we're that's all we're doing. It's mainly just running around. That's not vegan. I can't use blood grease. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if I can fight that guy either. You know, I have the option to run. You know, it's like Fia said, you know, those who live in death aren't doing anything wrong. It looks a little stuttery on my OBS, but I am wired directly in. No, I'm not actually. I'm just moved the router. I didn't have another Ethernet cable. I had to order it. Dang, I totally forgot that I lied earlier. Is that what it is? I mean, I'm like 2 feet away. Like, the router is like here, and like my antenna is like probably too close. But, I mean, we're really close. And I have some new cables coming in tomorrow. Maybe I should just put this stream off. I mean, we're mainly just going to be running around, not doing anything. It's mainly just hoofing it. And I would just unplug the router and plug it in to the computer, but I'm not the only one that uses the internet. And I totally forgot that I hadn't gotten that cable yet. So where are we going? And maybe it looks okay on stream. I mean, I don't know. It's a Wi-Fi 6 router, and it's a Wi-Fi 6 capable... Should be... There's no obstruct... Well, there's a lamp, I guess, in between. It's on either side of a lamp. That's the problem. It's the lamp. Maybe it's not... Maybe it's not that bad. There's a graveyard this way, isn't there? We gotta give the animals a wide berth. Keep the wildlife wild. You know, they're just living their best life. And, you know, we don't have to bother them. We can admire the animals from afar. This is gonna take a long time. Oh, I should probably get my daily dose of omega 3s. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna, I don't. If they were bothering me, I feel like I could attack them in like self defense, but I think I should try to avoid it. Look at that amazing creature. They don't even he doesn't even have a mouth. Do you think he's vegan? They've got skulls on them, but that doesn't, those are skulls, right? So, I guess that counts as an animal product, but does that count as him wearing it? In the walking mausoleum, I mean, there's like a body in there. And he's kind of wearing the mausoleum like a hat, and there's like a corpse inside. That's kind of like wearing an animal product. But I don't think he built the mausoleum. Food for thought. Maybe the mausoleums aren't vegan. Maybe they're not vegan after all. Hello. Oh, Lord. Oh, my. That flock of bats is right where I needed to go. Oh, my. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Excuse me. I'm just foraging. I'm just foraging. I'm just foraging. Oh my, oh Lord. Okay, I think that's all of them. It's good enough for me. Oh my, oh my. Oh my. What beautiful creatures though. All the amazing animals. I've been breaking these, but that's a human skull. I mean, does that count as a? We can't. We would. That can't. The skulls with rune ones in them. I'm going to need those, right? Like, is the run invalid now because I've been? I mean, that's technically an animal product, but is like we just need the rune. Are runes animal products? I didn't want to ask that question. It's popped in my head since the beginning of this stream. But they're like light, and they're like made by somebody. The fingers, or America, or the Greater Will, or some other unknown entity. We're going to keep using. I do wish all these merchants. This one seems to be a lighter color. I wish I could give you a treat, little guy. I've got these roa berries. These maybe you would like those. I like this guy. I always just want to buy all of his stuff and give him all of my runes. He's a delight. Is his inventory vegan? Festering Bloody Finger is not vegan, I'm pretty sure. He's got multiple feathers, but we've established the feathers are quite possibly found objects. I mean, he does have arrows, but I don't see a bow. Does he have? Well, he's got like a bow for his instrument. I guess we'll give him. I mean, he's probably my favorite merchant in the entire game. So I don't want to be biased. He does have the finger, and he's selling it, but he is. It's just. Necessity is a big part of what we're basing these decisions on. So I'm going to give him an A minus. Okay, I feel like that's fair. B plus, A minus, A minus. It's still an A. We don't know where the finger came from. And maybe somebody will put it to good use. I don't have any runes, and I don't think I need any of this. I would like the lantern, but it's expensive. I think I will probably get more use out of the beast repellent torch. How much is the beast repellent torch? I'm not looking forward to running around in Caelid. And I'm also running out of what a delightful gentleman. We have decided that it's okay to break the skulls, as we just need the rune. It's not an animal product in the purposes that we what are other runes I can pick up? Man, I really was hoping that at least one person would stumble in here, at least to make fun of me or something. You think these guys are vegan? I got to be careful around the crabs. I would hate to hit one. Whenever they attack us, do they bite us? Or do they just... I'm not sure I have been attacked by any of these fellers. I don't remember what's over here. And yeah, I guess the stream doesn't look good. I'm looking at it on OBS, but it doesn't. I mean, we're mostly just going to be like running around. But I will have a cable tomorrow to plug directly into the device. Excuse me, can I borrow this? Thank you. Oh no, oh no. I think I accidentally stepped on that land octopus a little bit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That wasn't very vegan of me, was it? Is the run invalid now that I stole that rune too from that land octopus? Probably. I mean, honestly, in the spirit, but you know, we are using it to try to save Leonard, and we've been pretty decent vegans thus far. Gentlemen. What amazing wildlife. Okay, so for real, I do. I need to know what are the earliest runes I can grab? Let's let's look into that. The best early. No, I can't do that. I can't do that. That's off the table. I cannot kill Grail. It can't be like a farm. I need to like grab. I need runes you can grab early. Is that is that not the way to Google that? Runes I can pick up. Hmm. Maybe. Let's just type in like a random rune. Oh no. Oh, okay. East of the lake in Limgrave. One in the grave area southwest above Warmaster's shack. Mistwood. Okay. Which one's closest? Weeping Peninsula. We can't defeat the giant rats, so that one's out of the question. Nocron. Hallowhorn Grounds. Okay, we are working it out. Where's the rest? Okay. Rune 2. We gotta start a little more simple here, apparently. Oh no, not dropped by the giant bats. Looted from Dragon Burnt Ruins. Looted from remains, like on the ground? No, that's gonna be like... Is that like the ones the dragons? The dragon? We can't kill the dragon. On the ground at the heavily guarded courtyard. I don't think I'm ready for Stormvale. Hmm. Let's check out. There's apparently one north of Mistwood. Which is over there. Didn't it say there was one in Weeping... East and South Weeping Peninsula? I don't want to pull up the map. That map's not very good. I mean, it's good. It's just kind of like tough to navigate. Whatever. Huh. This is just really setting in how kind of tough this actually is. Oh my. Oh, that's not vegan. That's not vegan at all. I took that from those rats for nothing. I don't need that. I don't need that. Uh-oh. 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 How do I drop it? You can have your liver back. I'm sorry I took that. Have you ever considered going vegan, Mr. Rhett? I thought there was a Grace up here. And it's so unforgiving because it takes for so long to get anywhere. Have y'all ever tried not fighting and getting along? Put your differences aside. And I've still yet to figure out how I'm gonna get rid of Radahn. Look at dog. Look at doggy. Hey, somebody, your dog is a little aggressive. Can you get your dog? Let's see if we can find their owners and return them. Excuse me? Anybody? Hello? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, sir. We gotta go there eventually. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! I know where there's at least one graveyard to loot. We're live. Okay. All right. I'm not sure that's vegan either. Grease doesn't seem very... Is it plant-based? Plant-derived? I'm not sure how the grease is made, but I'm not optimistic. What manner of creature is that? Is that a plant or an animal? Now that I think about it, I don't actually know. I think they, like, walk around, so... You know. Look, a doggy. Another doggy. Oh, no. That poor doggy seems to be suffering from some manner of affliction. Somebody should take it to see a vet. Oh, hello.
Forgive me. I've been testing you to determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you, if you had the mettle to endure this long and arduous path. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
I reckon.
Very well.
See if they have any
rest upon you for but a moment.
Fellow vegans or maybe some good vegan cuisine at this place.
Oh, I see you've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the two fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might count ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
Oh, yeah.
You do? Wonderful news. Most tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed.
Breeding animals is
What
wrong.
do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the two fingers?
Adopt, don't shop. I don't have any money. Is any of this useful? Healing nearby allies seems pretty vegan. It's basically the vegan starter pack. Except for these two. Guess you gotta cook your grains.
May the Golden Order shine through you.
How delightful. What a nice young man. His armor is certainly not vegan, with all the bones and... Now, let's rate this merchant and see how vegan their inventory is. You know, these are all, spears. You know, like, you can use a spear to hunt animals, but actually, I would say that this is probably a spear meant for combat and self-defense against other human opponents, because typically on hunting spears, they have these, I think they might just be called bolts. We're gonna do some more animal talk now. Talk about hunting spears. Boar spear. And see how they have these yeah, I think it might be called a bolt. They have these guys. And that's pretty important for these large aggressive animals, so they can't run up the spear. You poke them, and then they're being stabbed, and it's a animal that's fighting for its life. So you can hold the spear, and it just slides on up the spear. So on hunting spears, it's not like a hard set rule. There's like weapons are all over the place like that, but typically on like a spear that's intended for hunting, you will see these. And because that's what people used to do before, firearms were so prevalent in the way that people hunted. I mean, we know about bow and arrows, but that wasn't the totality. For hunting animals like boars. Boar hunting has historically been very brutal, and it still is very brutal. And there are more effective ways we could manage boar populations, or maybe we don't necessarily have to manage boar populations in some circumstances. A lot of the protecting farmland, they're so destructive, is mainly just is protecting like money and stuff, and it's not quite as cut and dry as the ranchers and people like to think it is. And yeah, a lot of time, there's like an element of even tourism to the boar hunting, because people want to come to places to hunt the boars. So if they wanted to get rid of all the boars, they could get rid of all the boars, but nobody really wants to get rid of all the boars. Same thing with deer. They're like, oh, well, we control the population. But in some places that means increasing the population for using government money to do things to increase the population of deer. So, because they know that people want to pay money to come in here and hunt them. So it gets more, it's a lot more complicated than just like animal ethics stuff too, because that is spending like government and taxpayer resources into like putting it almost directly into people's pockets. Like it's all because it favors people who have these huge tracts of land that can do it. Like all these hunting club people and hunting like people who do like canned hunting and stuff. It's a real estate business is what it is. So when you're so also we're in America where we're talking about lack of housing and space and stuff. You have these people who are buying these huge tracts of land and artificially increasing the numbers of animals on it so they can sell. It is a more nuanced topic than just feeling bad that people are killing the boars. It really is a political issue at the end of the day. That's what all these animal issues are, and that's why there's so many people that have interest against groups like PETA, right? Like people spend a lot of money trying to make PETA sound stupid and look bad, and they're really not wrong. I mean, maybe they're guilty of being cringe, or people might not like particular ad campaigns, but people are going to bash PETA no matter what they do. But you can follow the money and be like, there's a website called Kills Animals. PETA Kills Animals. And it's like, oh, I don't know if I can show that on stream. Let me see. Huh. Okay, well, I just skipped over to the, you can go to this website, pt.2, and it's a pretty elaborate website. It's, like, pretty well put together, and, like, somebody rented a billboard in, like, Times Square and put this on it. And you're just like, well, I mean, that, if you know anything about advertising at all, especially, like, Times Square, like, I don't know if it's still up. Are all the billboards in Times Square digital now? I'm pretty sure this wasn't a digital thing. It was kind of a long time ago, but they put up a small little billboard in Times Square that said pt.2, and at the time I didn't think about it, but now, like, I thought back on it when I was older, and I was like, well, let's go look at that website, and then I was like, well, who, like, because it's a pretty well put together website, and it's like, well, who made that? And it's these guys. It's called the Center for Consumer Freedom. And they take money from people who, like, it's a way to filter money away from the company. Like, the Center for Consumer Freedom has represented, like, tobacco companies and alcohol companies and, like, meat companies in this case. So, against the PETA thing. So it's a way to, like, for these executives and companies to, like, funnel company, because they couldn't, RJ Reynolds couldn't, like, run these ads, or, like, the meat company can't run the ads against PETA. It's, like, so transparently, like, well, obviously you're not going to like what PETA says. Well, if they're saying it and you don't like it, maybe we should look at what they say. So there's, like, a way, and there's, like, laws and stuff too. So there's, like, a way the way to divide the company and the money that the company is putting into these messages. It's called astroturfing. And Last Week Tonight has a really good episode about it. And they talk about these guys. And in the episode of Last Week Tonight, Center for Consumer Freedom, right here, has ran ads against the Humane Society of the United States. And that's because the Humane Society has ran ads talking about, like, the problems in farming, you know. And if you read the Humane Society's mission statement, I mean, we can go. To end the cruelest practices towards animals, care for animals in crisis, and build a better animal protection movement. But I don't think they're, like, pro-vegan. Like, they don't want to, like, end farming. They want to, like, see it improved. And we're getting into a weird thing. A lot of people really don't like the Humane Society, and I mean, they're clearly ineffective on certain issues. Like, I worked in dog sled racing, and there's, like, they in the 90s said, "Oh yeah, this is bad." Like, but the Humane Society is kind of scared to step on toes. They get a lot of money in donations, and it's like a tax write-off for people. I've never had enough money to really understand how, like, the rich people financing stuff works, but people, like, donate money to the Humane Society without really, it's like, oh yeah, you know, I love animals, so I donate to the Humane Society. And that's kind of like what people say about, like, oh, when you donate to them, it doesn't go to your local shelter. You think it's going to your local shelter, and it's not. It's going to these people who are... And the Humane Society runs groups that... I mean, let's just see what they have to say. Big wins for animals. 11 states now ban the sale of cosmetic tests. So they are doing things, like... But it is, like, not as flamboyant as a lot of people would like, and it's also honest. It's not as honest as a lot of people would like because they ignore certain issues. Like, well, you're talking about this. Well, then what about this? What about this problem over here? Or like, you're talking about, and people do that with PETA on everything. Anytime there's you see an animal being abused in a video, they're like, well, where's PETA? It's like, well, okay, but so they do things like at the political level. The Humane Society does less so than like actual like shelter stuff, but then they show you, but they do a variety of things. But the Center for the Consumer Freedom has done they did like an ad against, like a commercial against the Humane Society, and there's like a website that reviews charities. Charity Navigator, Center for Consumer Freedom, 3 stars out of 4. I feel like that's higher than, and then like, how do they even source watch? What is Freedom Works? Oh, they're looking at stuff. I don't know. That looks not. Maybe it was Charity Navigator. All right, well, let's type in PETA, see what happens. Got a 97, 4 stars. And they got it at 81. But it's not really. No financial statements. Where do you get your money? We don't want to say. Tax form posted on nonprofit website missing. I don't think this is the same one I looked at last time, but it's still, it's still pretty interesting. Let's type in the Humane Society, 97. What was PETA? $97. Animal welfare, supersized. Public policy is what it says on here. Who decides that? Like, where does this all come from? Okay. Better Business Bureau accredited. Charity Navigator 4-star review on their own website? I would hope so. There's one called, it's the animals in movies, guys. American Humane. Here, right here. It says, from our no animals were harmed during the making of this program. And I've worked with like Hollywood animals, like movies, some like animals that were in films, like at a place that did animals for movies. And like, it's such a meaningless thing. And then people don't really care if it's there. Like, I really don't understand how they get this number compared to like 97% for PETA, because Ingrid Newkirk is say whatever you want about her, but like I'm pretty sure she's transparent about like how much money she makes. And I realize this is an Elden Ring stream, but she's pretty transparent about how much money she makes. But there's like a CEO, and it's like not a lot of money. I'm sure she has other other ways she makes money, but like from PETA, she's not pulling in like a huge check or anything. But like the CEO of American Humane makes a lot of money. She makes like $250,000 a year. Oh, geez. American Humane 2022. Robin Ganser, nearly $800,000. Jeez Louise. And that's the one that's got a 99%. 99%. And it says no animals were harmed in the making of this film. When animals... like, I just... It's such a meaningless thing to say. I don't understand how this hat gets a 99. Really, I don't understand. When you look, because it's not illegal, they're transparent about it, and you just look at it and be like, I mean, well, I mean, that's a lot of money, but I mean, she's the CEO. Like, I mean, what does she bring to the table? I mean, if if you're donating money to American Humane, you know that like a lot of money is going to this chick. I think she wrote a book too. I think she has a book. I feel like I remember seeing that she has a book. Yeah. You know. Is that... these are all her? She's got several books. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. She's making buku bank dollars. And you know when, like, Yellowstone, like, uses, like, a lot of horses. Uses, like, a lot of horses. And I don't think they have the seal of approval from American Humane. I don't think it says no animals were harmed during the making of this. I think I went and checked this one day. And it did not say it. It did not say the thing. So I mean, I Googled the words and it's not coming up. That doesn't mean it's not. It doesn't say that. But like that is this charity's thing, and that is the most popular show, like one of the most popular shows on television right now, and it has a breeder of horses running the horse department that like they own like 300 or 400 horses or something. It's wild. And they have that in because they compete in a sport that has a lot of wastage. They breed a lot of horses so they can find the ones that are winners, and then the losers they funnel into the movie industry. And it's like, on its face, I think it's pretty rough. But like I said, like the no animals were harmed during this Hollywood program. Well, like, okay, well, there you got a major show right here, and it's promoting a sport that's known to be abusive. Let's I'm just having problems. Well, let's just look at what raining is for a second. Let's just look at it to show you guys what I'm talking about.
After first saddling and after around about the first 10, 15 times, we should be getting the horse to do. And
so is this... Well, it's 16 years old. Maybe it actually is that low, or is it just not showing me higher resolutions because I don't have a good stream signal? It says excellent on my thing, and I'm really close to the modem. I'm not wired directly, but I got a cable coming in. But this
that's
seems...
the control of the shoulder, the rib cage, and the hip. These exercises include the direct bend circle.
What are you doing, guys? Show us what you do.
Circle, or the reverse.
Let's see. Okay. Well, okay. The highest wastage rates is... we need it with raining. There is a... I want to read that, but I will just... I mean, we've already derailed the stream. I've already derailed the stream. Why can't I find the one I wanted to... I'm pretty sure it was like a website about raining. Oh, here we go. Maybe not. Not it. It was on a raining website. Huh. Am I spelling raining wrong? I feel like it was this website, but it was like a page on this website. But here's what I'm talking about. A lot of reining horses eliminate themselves early on, even if they have the ability and the try, because they can't hold up. An interesting view is that the horses is that the horse's problem. An interesting view that it is the horse's problem, Dr. Bartlett, not the trainers or the futurity system. That's weird. Starting them as young as 18 months, thinking more riding will make them more competitive. Because of this, many horses end up with bowed tendons, navicular disease, bone spavins, bone chips, stifle injuries. Why? Let's just type in wastage here. Does regulation of animal welfare and abuse work? Is reining heading in the direction of the... when was this written? 2016. This was before Yellowstone even came out. I'm pretty sure. I'm not the Yellowstone expert. It's not that old, is it? So, I mean, like, all this was out there before the show came out. I can't find the exact... maybe it's gone. Maybe they removed it. If it was on this website and it made the sport look bad. Reining tension is used to apply pressures both ridden and unridden horses. The pressures derive from a crystal such as bit, which may restrict volume. We were talking about bits on yesterday's stream. What is this? We'll study the effect of training horses to turn away from bit pressure on cardiac outcomes and behavior, including responsiveness over the course of 8 trials. it's studying like how how much they like listen, like we're like do they listen to the do you pull on the bit more when they're tired? Do they listen as much, or do you have to, is that basically what they're doing? Like, do you got to yank on them more when they're tired? Is that like what this study is? As expected, heart rate increased when the handler applied rein tension. Oh. The effect of bit pressure on cardiac outcomes and behavior. So they're like, they're pulling on the rein. This is exactly what I was talking about yesterday, actually. As expected, heart rate increased when the handler applied rein tension during the treatment phase. The amount of rein tension required to elicit a response during treatment was higher on the left than the right rein. Total rein tension required for trials reduced. I don't know what that is. Is that a Pascal? I have no idea. Are they, would that make sense? 0.001 something. As they progressed, as the time taken and steps taken, the incidence of head tossing decreased with the progression of the trial was higher. As for the control horses and the treated horses, the results suggest that preparing the horses for the lesson and slightly raising their arousal levels improved learning outcomes. Wait a minute. What the hell? I thought this was going in a different direction than that. Wait, what? That preparing the horses for the lesson and slightly raising their arousal levels that I read these animal studies and it's like mad science, bro. It's like mad science. It's saying that they don't when their blood's pumping, they don't mind the bit as much. The incidence of head tossing decrease, which is like them doing like this. They're like they don't like the thing in their mouth. So he's saying when when you get their blood pumping a little bit, that you can put the bit in their mouth and they don't fight back as much. Oh my gosh. I thought this was talking about like like why bits are bad or like the problems with bits, but no. This is like the opposite of that. When was this written? 2017? From where? The effect of preconditioning on behavior. I guess I could have read that in the title. The effect of preconditioning on behavior and physiology of horses during a standardized learning task. So, okay. That's exactly... if you apply this to like anything regarding humans, it's vile. Like, what the hell? We're talking about a pain compliant device. We're talking like this. We're talking about a piece of metal in the horse's mouth and them not liking it, right? And the study is like, oh, like if you get their blood pumping a little bit, they fight you. They fight back less. Make them run a few laps. Then they'll listen. Jeez, man, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's like running laps as punishment. It's like, well, it's like if you make them run laps before work, they don't they quit running their mouth. Oh my. Okay, well, we have derailed this far enough. I forgot what I was even talking about. American Humane is what I was talking about. And how the CEO makes so much money. Oh, we were talking about boar hunting. That's what I was talking. See, I could literally talk about animal stuff forever. I know that I'm just kind of ranting and rambling, but I think it's pretty interesting. I think these rabbit holes are infinitely interesting, and that's what, even without me adding my own anecdotal evidence. But yeah, we were looking at the spear in Elden Ring, or that's what I was looking at, the spear in Elden Ring, and saying that I think it's a spear intended for fighting in like a war scenario, hand-to-hand combat against other people. It's not a hunting spear like repurposed, because typically hunting spears have bolts on them. It's not a hard rule. You can just sharpen a stick and use it. But when you see a purpose-made hunting spear, especially historic example, because like another thing is like, I don't think you should be allowed to hunt with a spear. Like, I don't know if it is. Is it legal? I don't think it should be legal. I think if you go out spear hunting, like this right here, that's degenerate. That's so vile. There's not a good reason. Like I said, like I was talking about dog hunting stuff with a friend, and it was like a friend, like he just said it as a joke. And he was like, yeah, it's like, well, if you're a real man, you go out there and hunt with a spear. And I was like, no, if you're a real man, you wouldn't do that, right? Like, I see the appeal. I honestly see the appeal to hunting with a spear. It is cool, right? Like, you're from afar, you're like the big manly man, you're in the woods. But it's just role-playing, man. It's just like, it's not tough. It's not tough. He's posing with the bear, but he's like, look at me, I killed this bear with a spear. Look how tough I am. I fought that bear. First of all, the bear's like about the same size as you. Like how big? It's a pretty big bear, but like it's a black bear. They're the smaller bears. And then even this is just how people used to hunt. This is just normal. People used to hunt with dogs and spears, and like that's normal. Like, and we using like, especially these high-powered bows, like, it's almost like getting shot with a gun. And then, with, like, a gun, you can choose to only shoot when you know you have a clean shot. That it's a more humane way of dispatching the animal. But using, like, dogs and, like, chasing the animals for sometimes hours on end, or like like the way you can hunt animals by like poking them with a stick and like chasing them like for long distances, and it's not like that hard because it's a wounded animal. You're like, okay, it's like, okay, and when I get up to him, I'm gonna poke him again, and then one day he's not gonna be able to run away from me anymore. And it's like an incredibly brutal way to hunt, and we don't have to do that anymore. If you can watch videos of people like hunting bears with dogs. I don't know if I've ever seen a video of a dude hunting a bear with a spear, but you can watch videos of people hunting bears with dogs, and like the bear's like running away with his tail between its legs. It's like, oh no. And like it just trivializes it. Like using dogs especially to hunt any kind of animal just removes all sport. It is just a tool for hunting. It's an industrial tool for hunting. Especially the way we use them, like the dogs used for hunting boars and stuff, and the dogs used for like running groups of hounds is another example of like a developed hunting technology. If you look at like primitive examples of using dogs with hunting, it's not rocket science. You don't need a special breed of dog. You don't need any of that stuff. Like, and dogs in general used to be a lot more hardcore because we hadn't undone that, right? And like, so it's not rocket science, and it doesn't take special breeding or anything like that. Like, wild animals do it, right? Wild animals hunt. So like it doesn't take any sort of special dog to do it. And then when you manipulate the dogs and give them these, it's called breed specific trait impulsivity. Whenever you breed in these neurotic behaviors into these animals to where it's like predictable, you've developed like a living weapon basically. And like I said, it trivializes hunting animals like boars and bears. Like, yeah, and then anybody who hunts like bears with dogs, the hunting season is really short for bears, like almost everywhere. And these people have dogs all year round, and they spend a lot. It takes a lot. You got to go out there and feed them. You got to clean up out. Even like a really nasty looking, crappy, somebody called PETA hunting dog kennel is like a lot of work and like a lot of money and stuff. So like, they've historically been ratchet. It's only kind of but there's always been that dichotomy. Like running groups of hounds has always been kind of tied to like royals and nobility and owning large groups of tracts of land. But also like people used to hunt animals to like feed people. Like that, people did used to do that. And it's not like ancient history either. Like in cities that are still occupied, like now, like back then, that was where like a large amount or some amount of the meat in the city, like the market in China that with the conspiracy about the thing, and they sell like different kinds of meat and stuff. Well, that used to be a thing in like parts of Europe and stuff too. Like people would go, there were people that lived in the rural outskirts and they had like dogs, or like they were hunter. They were like the hunting guy. Like you've seen the archetype of it in like media and stuff, and like that's kind of real. Like there were people that like did that. There were people that was like, yeah, like, and they like trade in furs and meat. They like, you hunt like a big animal. It's like more than you can eat. And you like cure it and take it into town. You drag it into town. Like it varied a lot and from place to place. And that's like pretty interesting stuff to look into. But like how people used to hunt is like with dogs and spears. And like that's like I don't know if you've ever heard of bull baiting. This is the worst Elden Ring string ever. I've failed the task. But you look at things like this, and it, like, yeah, it's like a blood sport where people are like placing bets on the like which dog, if the dog, which is going to win, is the cow going to win, is the dog going, like people are betting on which dog's going to do, like people are betting on all kinds of stuff. Life used to be boring. And so, but also what people just act like this is not a thing. Like, and it was like the people, dog guys are dog guys, right? So like people are, this is also a street performance to like sell dogs too, right? Like it's gambling, it's blood sport, and there were people that did that basically exclusively, but also they were in the dog business. Like if you're in the dog business, you're in the dog business. Somebody comes along and wants to buy a dog, if they're willing to pay the money, you're gonna sell it to them. You're gonna do a stud fee, like whatever. Like these were dog guys too. So like the carryover, this is the link between like the rural and like the city and like the dog thing. And so these dogs stem from these like hunting dogs that were used for like, why would you tie up a bear in the town square and like have dogs attack it, right? Like why are you doing it? Like it's fun to watch, it draws a crowd, But also, what like people don't like really have a frame of reference for is like these are dog guys. These are dog guys, and they're all breed dogs, and they all sell dogs, and they sell dogs to the people who are hunting bear. Like they had someone bring them this bear. Someone was like, how do you even get the bear? Like, there's like so much. There's so many questions at this bear, and then if you really think about it, it's not hard to figure out, right? And it's the dogs. It's the dogs. It's all about selling dogs. So like they would be doing this anyway. Maybe not with a bear. It's probably easier to do it with other animals like a bull. But like they would be tying up animals and sicking dogs on them anyway to try to figure out the dogs. They still do that. Like it's not the sort of thing you advertise. I've seen it. I was working at a dog shelter too, right? Like I was working at a dog shelter, and this chick showed me a video. They did hog hunting with dogs, and so they had all these like pit bulls that like lived like on chains in the backyard or like in shitty little kennels in the backyard. And she showed me a video one day, and it was like, I just was like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, that's cool, like whatever. She was telling me about the how they hunt stuff, and she showed me that. I wouldn't like jump down her throat about it. I would be like kind of blunt and honest. Oh wow, that's fucked up. But like she showed me a video of like a hog that they had trapped, and they had taken it home with them, and they were using it. They called it training, and this is like some rural country hillbilly chick. That's like about the nicest way I could describe it. I would say it I would say it differently where if I were not on stream. And she was like, yeah, we train the dogs for hunting. This is how we train it for hunting. And like they had this little hog tied up to like a fence post, and they had their dogs it had them cornered. It was in the dog set. It's called baying. Like this is how we're training the baying, and we're like, and then we can train. They were trained, so they trapped it. They trapped the hog. Like I said, you don't need the dogs to get the hogs. There's other ways like trapping. They trapped this one and dragged it home illegally. That is illegal. You're not allowed to transport a wild hog in this state. Maybe not in any state. I know not in this one. And they took it home, and they were using it to train their dogs by terrorizing it. She showed me the video, and it was like it had blood dripping down its face, and the hog did, and it's like tied. It's like in the corner. Maybe it's not even tied up. Maybe it's just like in the corner, and the dogs have it pinned in the corner, and it's like it's like hyperventilating. It's got blood dripping, and it's got like 2 or 3 dogs in its face, like, rah, 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 rah. And like these are like big. These are dangerous dogs. I'd think twice about messing with these dogs, and I'm not that fearful. And like these dogs that are proven, and it was brutal. Like I said, it's not regardless of what you think about hunting, like that's not legal. It's not legal for good reason too. It has to do with like disease transmission, and there's other things, and like and it is cruel for that hog. Like, okay, so you're out there killing them because you think you're protecting farmland or whatever. I'll grant you that, sure. I'm not about to have that debate right now, but the extra steps of terrorizing it's like, all right, that's bull baiting is what you're doing. You're doing animal fighting. That violates the Animal Welfare Act at the very least. You've confined an animal, and you're like sicking other animals on it. And I was like, I don't care what your reasoning is. Like, I mean, it's cruel. It's cruel to do it, and you don't have to do it. But yeah, but that was what I was getting at. Is dog guys especially, like people, like you talk about hog hunting and you bring up stuff like this, they'll be like, no, that doesn't, and a lot of historians, they do not, I don't think a lot of people maybe there's just not a lot of literature on it, but I mean, it's there. It's just, not the way that people tend to look at it. They tend to look at this as like a separate gambling thing, separate from the hunting stuff. But it's not, because these dogs, you know, like it's basically a show, right? Like at some form, you can see how this is a street performance. For like, they would have been doing it and it would have been cool to watch, right? Like, especially if you're using dogs to hunt bears, it's in your interest. You're like, well, I wonder, like, because you don't get to watch. You don't get to watch the hunting. The dogs bolt off into the woods and get on the bear, and you show up. You come up behind later. You try to keep up, and you come in with the spear and poke the bear. And like the dogs are just like kind of aiding in that process. So, but you as a dog guy don't really know what's happening when you're not there. You don't know what's going on. And like, so it is kind of in your interest to like have a bear. If you were breeding dogs to hunt bears, like there's a lot you could learn by releasing your dogs on a bear and being able to observe which dog does what, goes where, how he does it, and you're able to breed with kind of a lot of repeatability. That's what a lot of this inbreeding and stuff is too, right? So like it turns out one of these dogs, let's just say like it turns out one of these dogs here likes to go for it always goes for it always goes around the right, and it always goes for the left leg. He goes around the right, goes for the left leg. Every time. Like, every time I've ever released him, that's what he's done. And you're like, and it's a good dog. I like that dog. Like, what do you do now? Like, do you either try to, like, recreate that dog by, like, breeding, like, that dog's parents again, and them having a litter, and hopefully you get another dog like that dog. Or what you do is like inbreed it. You inbreed that dog with, if it's a male dog, you would let it breed a litter, and then you would breed that dog with its offspring, and it would be I mean, that's how it works. And it goes like multiple generations deep. And, like, people brag about it. Like, if you look into, like, dog stuff, dog people, they'll be like, oh, yeah, it's 5th generation turtle crusher. Like, he's five generations inbred. Like, like, that's what they want. And so, like, this is... Imagine life in a... pre-internet, all like what, this would have been interesting to watch. It'd be interesting to watch now. Not gonna lie, it'd be cool. Like, it's not cool. It's definitely not cool. But like, I see the appeal, especially if you don't have a lot going on, and like, you're like, Jim Bob and the dog guys, they got a bear, and they're gonna bring their dogs out, and they're gonna they're going to see what their dogs do. And then people will come out and watch. And a lot of these people might not be dog guys because they live, like, in the city. Why is this guy, like, got other dog? Like, what are I want to know more. But, yeah, like, it's not hard to imagine that, like, people being like, oh, well, I mean, like, we're doing that. If you want to come out and watch, it's going to be pretty cool. It's like, yeah, right? And then it's cool, and then people like it, and they'll be like, well, like, like I want to bet on that dog, or no, I bet on the bear. And it like turned into a thing. But like the heart of it is dog breeding, and it's dog breeding for not just hunting, but like these were multi-purpose working breeds. People call them like, and sure, it did kind of like branch off some of its own, but even then there was variety. Like when it was just like the little tiny bull baiting dogs or whatever, there was variety. Like those dogs did leave the bull baiting circles and become the French bulldog, the various types of bulldogs and stuff that people keep as pets and use as other different things. Like, it was always like a show to like sell dogs, and it was always like a general purpose thing, right? It's basically a show to sell dogs. It's also like for gambling and stuff. That is thing. But like, all right, there's like two industries here. You're looking at two industries. You're looking at a dog selling industry, and you're looking at a gambling industry. And like you see the same thing with dog sled. The gambling isn't as big in the dog sled racing, but there's definitely like a spectator and tourism industry, and there is gambling, and then there's like a dog industry, and then like with horse racing, you've got the industry of the gambling, and it's also tied to casinos and resort, like travel and horse trail. There's like a lot. There's like multiple industries tied to any one of these things. But if this is a horse track and this is the spectators, you got people. There's like an industry of breeding and selling the horse. These guys, like just amongst themselves, they're breeding each other. They're stud fees and selling dogs to each other. And then this guy in the crowd, he's watching. He's like, man, that sure seems fun. Like, I want to get into dogs. And then he talks to one of these guys, but hey, man, any of y'all got some dogs? I want to get into dogs too. And then like he'll be like, oh yeah, man, I got a dog. He either has like an old dog he's looking to get rid of, or he'll like sell them. Like, you wheel and deal dogs. That's what you do. These are dog guys, and these are potential people to be dog guys. And also, there might be getting a cut of like the gambling money too, right? But there's like a lot of things going on, but it's not just like one thing for one thing, and it's like, oh, it's just blood sport, and they were just breeding them just to that. It's like that's not what was going on. It's not. Like, it's just not. Like, where did the dogs come from in the first place, right? They're like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if we could like invent a dog to like, no, like they were using dogs for this. Bear baiting, bull baiting, all of it stems from hunting and like utility dog stuff, right? It's not just blood sport. But it is just blood sport. I've derailed. I was talking about a spear, and it derailed me for an hour. This is like how, and I know that I wasn't super concise with my language and stuff, but like I just see it everywhere. I see animal stuff all over the time. It's a brain worm. I've got a brain worm. I've got brain wine. I feel like I really could channel something interesting out of this. It's tough, grim subject material. I have to be careful what I show people. I have to be careful how I talk about people. And like, people don't care anyway. Like nobody has tuned into this stream like at all. And I've just been talking to myself in my bedroom in the middle of the night. It's still kind of easy, even though I like mainly just don't talk to anybody. I'm not like particularly social. I'm mainly just sitting here, but like I have all this experience and knowledge about animal stuff, and it kind of crosses over with like media stuff some, and that's what I want to do here. And like, I mean, I love Elden Ring, and I do genuinely see like it's not just like clickbait. I honestly do think that I think it's relevant to the lore and theories and stuff like Radahn. I think it tells us a lot about Radahn's character, but also it's like a fun, goofy run. Like, I'm trying not to be like too overly serious about it. But we were here rating the shop on its veganness, and I was saying that that's a spear that could possibly be a hunting weapon, and I'm thinking it's not a hunting weapon. I'm thinking it's more a weapon of war. It's like, it seems to be more of a people spear than like a boar spear, but it could be used for whatever, because it's a spear. It's just like a skill that lets armor over enemy shield. I mean, I guess you could use this shield for hunting too. I don't know how common that was. That's an interesting question. But we've derailed this far enough, and I'm not going to get a patch cable till tomorrow, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, if this stream was too much of a little bit of a waste. I don't think there's like anything we need. I'm just thinking, what do I need?
Let's get smithing.
Let's get smithing. This isn't a bad weapon, honestly. I think I could just run it. I don't know if I could kill Radahn with that's the other big hurdle here is I can't use Torrent and I can't hit Leonard while I'm fighting Radahn and I can't use summons. And I'm honestly not that good at fighting Radahn. Like this I should be more worried about that than I am. There's bleed arrows, but I think those are like an animal product. Maybe we should settle this now because I'm thinking I'll just call it at like 2 hours since it's been a pretty uneventful weird stream. And then we can get a game plan for tomorrow. I love you, Hugh, and I could sit there and listen to you hammering forever, but let's not. And we will look at bows, I guess, right? I mean, I'm not familiar with the bows. What bows can I get without, like, what can I pick up? What, I can't use, like, I can't use arrows that are made out of, like, bones or, like, blood or something. I can't use any, like, non-vegan arrows. I know, I guess I would be looking at crossbows. Are there 3 bow classes? Maybe I should just look at the whole weapons class thing. Dagger, straight swords, great swords. There's that one. I know there's that one Ash of War that's like, it's like schwap. It's like up. And that might be on a spear or something. But I can't, if the ash is on a scarab, I can't. Impaling thrust is just like, that one's just straight, I think. What is charge force? See, that risk Leonard too much. That one's not going to work. That was just the one I looked at. How's impaling thrust different? It's not. Oh no. That would be so mean to do to Leonard. Imagine Leonard getting hit by that. Oh my gosh. That might be an option. How do I get it? Oh. I can't get into the capital. Is there an... That you have to beat the tree sentinel. There's not another way in, is there? There's not another way in. I can't fight the tree sentinel. But I'm only trying to fight Radahn, so I don't need to go to the capital, but that means I can't get the bolted Grand Sex. Let's see. What's that? Oh, that's the one I just looked at. No, no. We're trying to protect Leonard. So none of them have... Do we have a picture of that already? No. All these are just like aiming right at Leonard. Poor Leonard. See, like that's why I don't like Radahn. Is look at where all the weapons are striking, and look at the size enemy he's fighting. He puts Leonard right in harm's way. It seems like it's going to have to be a bow. Or magic, maybe. But I'm nervous about a bow, too. Great spears? No, that would just destroy poor Leonard. They're all aiming at Leonard. That's not vegan. Ballista? I've never used that. I've never used the jar cannon either. Is the jar cannon an option? Can you beat Radahn with the jar cannon? I mean, oh no. I would have to defeat the demi-human queen. So that seems not very vegan. No jar cannon. Atop the forest lookout tower southwest of the Bridge of Sacrifice. Does the strength requirement on the hand ballista, can you do two-hand? I don't know how bows work. Only 20 strength as it can be two-handed. Okay. This might be it. This might be the one. Perfect for reckless acts, such as storming a castle or facing an entire army alone. That seems pretty fitting. And I can get it. Wait, what do I shoot? Does it just shoot regular? Ballista bolt. Are these vegan? I guess that's important. How many ballista bolts can I buy? Because I can't craft the bone ballista bolts. Oh no. 5 sold by packages. 5 sold at the round table hold. 15 from the guy in Weeping Peninsula. Okay, okay. Unlimited can be purchased from... This is the one in Caled? Oh. They're kind of expensive. That might be a problem. Oh man, how many would I need? And I'm not good at shooting that thing. Okay, well that's an option. I have to farm it. I think I actually can attack the golems. As they are... That seems like it might be... That doesn't feel super vegan. I don't really know how to explain why. They've been around a while. And they react to us, but I don't really know how they work. Maybe we can consult the lore. Of black stone crafted by a civilization now gone to ruin. Weapon of the guardian golem. Well, they made the golems to protect them, but we don't really know how they were made. I think we should try to avoid it. I mean, if it was just one to get a weapon that I needed, I think I could excuse it, maybe. But if I'm going to, like, farm them. Red Bay Knight in Fort Gale. I'm not feeling like great bows are going to be much help. We're really bumping up the edge of pacifism here, right? Because, like, okay, I mean, having to fight them is one thing, but being like, all right, well, like, I'm going to go in there and they're going to attack me and I'm going to, like, farm the bow. That doesn't seem very vegan. I mean, I can't really justify that. So, no great bows. Imbue with poison through pagan magic. That kind of sounds vegan. Can I just shoot regular arrows? Can I craft them? What are they made from? It says their fangs are daubed with deadly poison, not venom. Which would be, like, if it was venom, it would for sure be plant derived. I mean, if it was venom, it would for sure be animal derived. But if it's poison, they could just be carved from wood and, 120. How do I get it? Where is it? Where do I get it? An abandoned cave. What else is in there? Is that the one with the scarab? Okay. And we gotta double check the enemies. I feel like we're allowed to attack. We're definitely allowed to attack Miranda Sprouts. Like, that is like the one, the one enemy we can for sure like attack without any restraint is the Miranda Sprouts, because we're vegans and we consume them we consume plants. So that's safe. Even though they seem less than normal. And I probably won't even have to kill a Miranda Sprout ever in the game. So I just got to be careful of the rats. Oh, I need that beast repellent torch. That thing's expensive. See how much it is. That's not too bad. 1,200. And it burns incense. So there's no animal products, it seems, and we're doing it to protect the animals. That seems like a must. Maybe I should go get that first. I think I'm gonna get in trouble. I went a little over 2 hours. Serpent bow. And serpent arrows. Does he have unlimited of them? Heck yeah. That's the way. This is the way. Because heavy poison will help us take out Radahn. Yes! Alright, see, I knew it wouldn't be too bad to figure out a way. I was a little bit worried that none of the bows would be an option due to, like, special arrows. Like, being animal-based. I knew there's like that one... Is it the ballista? Is this the one that shoots multiple arrows at a time? No, it's like a crossbow, isn't it? Is this one, right? No? I don't know if I'll be able to get to this. No. I won't. That's definitely not an option. It was this one? I thought there was one that shot like special arrows. And it fought, and there was only like a limited number of them. Doesn't scale anything? Maybe I'm thinking of a different game. I never play with bows, with bows, like at all. They've updated the sections. That might be useful. I've never actually tried the Veil, even I've never played with it even a little bit. We don't know what the lantern burns. It might not be vegan. It doesn't say. Could be running on... America knows what. I don't think the... And that's certainly not vegan. Maybe the Veil. I don't think I'll ever get leveled up enough to use that. Well, we have a plan. Isn't... I want to look at the clubs real quick. Where they at? Where do I have to kill anything to get this? Oh no. Can't kill the stone digger troll. That wouldn't be vegan. You know, they're made of stone, and they seem to be made, but I'm not sure if we should kill the burial watchdogs either. I mean... Because we had to, like, go into their domain. You know, we could just avoid... We could just find another way to accomplish what we need to. Looks like we might just be running the club. Because I think we're going to try to avoid it. We're going to do the pacifist can't draw blood type beat. So we're going to keep it with blunt. We're going to keep it with like strike damage. Like, I know that says it does strike damage, but it's got spikes on it. It does bleed damage too, doesn't it? You know, well... Is there any... What armor can I find? What can I pick up? I have to be able to pick it up or buy it. Let's see what they have to say. That's probably worth getting. I guess we're naked. We're running it naked. That's fine. Still got a lot of running around to do. I don't think we even needed to come to the round table hold, it looks like. I'm gonna run and get the, I'm gonna run and get the map fragment. Is what I'm gonna go run and get. Alrighty. It's probably faster to fast travel. Maybe. Might not be. It's gonna be running around a lot. And we're going to have to trigger the Radahn festival at some point. Is there anything good in here? Oh my. Where am I even going? Have I ever been to this, Grace? Yes. It's so hard to get around without our pony boy. It's like I'm just used to be able to kind of being able to go in any direction. Oh my. I just should have like gone. I should have just stayed on the road. Just follow the road. That's what I need to do. Instead of thinking I can be slick and find a way. So we're not going to be able to do a lot of leveling up. And we're not going to be able to kill hardly anything or anyone. And we need the serpent bow to poison Radahn and like a bunch of arrows. We need the flask. I'll probably want the bubble tier. Excuse me, sir. And that's about all we can get, really. Oh. So violent. Oh my. Uh-oh. This is the right way, isn't it? The tree's right over there. I thought. Oh, hey, dear. And so I can, like, run to the tree, grab the tear, and then fast travel back to the waypoint, run down the hill to the church, grab the flask. Where's that dang old tree? Wait, I thought this was where the bubble... Where's the bubble tear? Well, that was a waste. Not a total waste. Oh, no! I didn't see him there! Oh, no! The run's done! The run's over! That's awful. We're cooked. I didn't... It was too dark. Oh, well. This... That's... Alright, well. That's fine. It's fine. It's not fine. It's not fine. It's not okay. We are not okay. Well, it's done. She's an animal murderer. There's no coming back. We're not here to kill one life to save another. So, well, you know, it was about right on schedule. It's about time for me to end the stream anyway. I should have ended about an hour ago, but you know, I've had a really rocky beginning to learning how to stream and getting set up and into stream and stuff, and I got stun locked like crazy, so it's fine. You know, we can still save Leonard. We'll have to save another timeline's Leonard because that timeline is cooked. Vegan senpai. No. She's gone. All right. Well, we have a plan. All right. So we can start in tomorrow, and I can do homework, and I will figure out a clear path as to where to go and what to do. And nobody watched anyway, so it's okay. All right, well, thanks for watching. Nobody's watching. Nobody's watching. And, well, thanks for not watching, guys. And I guess I'll end it here. Instead of, it's not going to be quite 2.5 hours. It's going to be right at 29:29, and, you know, it's all right.